Just going live to talk about EvW17. It's coming very quickly. Let's see if some people will join me and maybe ask some questions. But until then, maybe I can shortly talk about some strategies and my match between Vivianis and Hunter. What does Moriarty mean? Hello, Marius. Yeah, Moriarty was the name given by Neil Pickup. Apparently, it's some kind of evil genius character from Sherlock Holmes. But yeah, and I guess it's somehow known in UK, but I don't think it's really that known outside of UK. So might not be the best nickname to have actually. Yeah, Marius just wrote nobody knows that thing, but then he deleted it. So yeah, Moriarty, like I'm trying to switch it to something else, maybe Parasitis. But then the other day Neil, Pickup and Raimons were talking on the goat is more suitable. Yeah, the goat is pretty good. One day it will not be a joke anymore, I hope. Mindaugas tendonitis is the best one. Yeah, I thought that Mindaugas Parasitis Moriarty Tarsitis was also a pretty good joke. Might be the worst nickname Neil has given to anyone so far. I'm pretty sure it sounds cool in UK, if people know the Sherlock Holmes series. But otherwise, yeah, it's a bit unknown. People might not really understand what it means. Are you a believer in more table time or in gym-specific training? Yeah, table time is for sure the key, but I also felt like some other things are necessary in combination to table time. Yeah, by the way, Marius Gate, yeah, how come are you always online, always commenting on every single live stream? Yeah, that's the dedication. So, okay, we have 13 people already watching live. That's pretty cool. Let me just shortly talk about my match with Giannis again. Because it's not like... Oh, okay, Marius is saying that he got the notifications on. Okay, so that's how it works. But yeah, the match with Giannis. You know, in my mind, it could be easy, but it's not like Giannis is far away. Yeah, Manu, do you think Giannis match will be easy for you or hard? Yeah, I don't think. You know, ideally, if my shape is good and everything is fine and the flight is good and nothing really interrupts my me or like reaching that peak shape, then I would imagine the fight going relatively easily. And even if it doesn't, I'll try to make it look like it is easy. But of course, Yanis is one of the strongest people in my class, so it's not like he's far away. Is the Yanis match first? And then Hunter? Yes, yes, yes. I'll make sure that Yanis match happens first. That's still the main, I think that's the more important match today. And then the Hunter match is kind of, we will see what's up, just for fun. So I need to make sure that, it would be very annoying if I go for a Hunter match first, and then maybe it's a big fight, and then it affects me during the Yanis match. That would not be good. I don't mind getting affected during because of the Yanis match and maybe having trouble with Hunter, but I really want to make sure that I come in my peak shape for Yanis. I think you have been a lot more active, especially in the pro scene. That will give you an advantage. You're probably talking about me and Hunter, right? Or maybe even Yanis, actually. Yanis was not too motivated for some time. And he is very active lately, but yeah. 1 year ago, I thought that Yanis match would be really easy, but somehow I'm a bit more worried now for some reason. Don't know why. Yeah, I guess I should not relax completely because Yanis is a bit more active and seems to be in a very good shape, and I guess all of the top pullers, if they catch you on their best day, all of them are really dangerous. Then it will be fair if Hunter also pulls Valen first, and then you. Yeah, yeah, I think that's gonna be the case. Hunter pulls Valen first, I pull Yanis first, and then me and Hunter. I was talking about Yanis. You have been pulling Daniel, Arthur, who are beasts. Yeah. No, so it must be a little bit tough for Yanis to also to take the match and to. Yeah, I wonder what makes him feel good about the match, because for sure he thinks that he can win. And whenever we trained a little bit in the past, we didn't do it much, but whenever we did it, it seemed like Giannis would struggle in a real match. But again, it's just probably it's just not that far away, which is true. So maybe if he feels like he was able to, get in shape, get another 10% power, something like that, he might think that that's enough. You looked great against Tom on left. Did you manage to avoid painful spot you were mentioning? Yeah. So against Tom, in general, that whole weekend, I knew that I was not at my best because I was a bit sick before that. So I just took both matches very seriously because I knew that Tom might easily beat me if I just relax a little bit. And yeah, the left our match, like for sure, maybe Tom, maybe he just doesn't know how to recover, because they pulled on the right first, and it was a big tough fight. And then the left hand match happened on the next day. So maybe Tom doesn't really know how to regain that energy. And somehow, yeah, on the left, my elbow feels okay. I just have some wrist problems. So maybe I was even kind of changing my technique a little bit, just a small backwards pull, and then immediately I went sideways. So I was trying to avoid that painful spot, basically, by not top rolling too hard. But I don't know if I can afford doing that against Hunter. Maybe if I let him in at all, might be a problem. Do you think Daniel will take the belt from Makaro? Yeah, that's a good question. Like, So tough to judge that match. Um, so assuming that they are both in their peak shape, Daniel for sure has something good. Like he has that center power, and Makarov is somehow bad against anyone who can hold him in the center a bit. But if you allow him, Makarov, to drag you a little bit to the side, somehow Makarov finds a very good position. So I feel like if Daniel has a chance against Makarov, I think he should be very brave and just off the go try to push him sideways just a little. Um, but who is gonna win? Maybe I should even, if I had to guess, I would maybe guess Daniel. Maybe I would have to guess Daniel. Just because stylistically Daniel has that ability to keep you a bit off center. How about the left hand match? Yeah, the match with Hunter. So, I'm feeling okay on the, well, still, those wrist problems are sometimes being annoying, but I'm just hoping that I can get a good warm-up and maybe I don't feel any pain. And then I guess I'm also hoping that maybe my joint power at the end can be higher than Hunter's joint power. I would be surprised if Hunter can, if I get, everything works well for me, I get my good spots, and I'm able to really engage my joints in the frame and everything. I would be surprised if Hunter goes through that. So I just need to make sure that everything connects very well on my side. The rest should be fine. What is your warm-up routine before a match? So for me, I need a long warm-up. Not sure how it works exactly, but if I can have, let's say, if I start 1 hour before the match, just start to move around a little bit, so a little bit of blood gets into the muscles and maybe even the joint somehow gets lubricated a little bit. Then I feel like, yeah, at some point I take a break and then come back to the table again. But I really need to move around on the table for roughly an hour. And then somehow the power really goes up. Maybe I just stop feeling pain and so yeah. What is your diet exactly? Do you eat only meat? No, not only meat. But I feel like the base is still just meat and eggs, and most importantly, a lot of fat. Mm. And everyone is different. Um, I feel like my metabolism is maybe a little bit different than most people. I always used to be quite skinny, and then since I am eating meat and plenty of fat, I feel like I gained a little bit of weight, and then I started to look much healthier. But again, yeah, it's probably different for anyone. But at the same time, I'm kind of recommending this meat and fat diet just because I know that in general it should really work for most people. I think I think we are naturally meant to survive on fat, not on sugar. Okay, so where would you rank Nordolet currently in the league? Yeah, so I don't know. Haven't seen him for a while. I'm assuming he's still in that 85 kilo category. You see, it's funny, people. Yeah, some people you just never know. Are they in shape currently? Are they not in shape? Are they training? I'm assuming he's training, and yeah, I think I saw a couple of clips of him. So he must be in shape. Um, Probably close to the top of that 85 kilo class. I think Daniel may have a better chance with top roll. Um, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I would say Daniel must go into a hook directly. Otherwise, otherwise he loses the center a little bit, and then. But I guess we'll see. What do you think about Alijan Murato armor sling style, and what do you think would be the outcome of Vitaly versus Alijan? Yeah, Alijan is such a mystery. How is he that strong? Yeah, what is Alijan eating? Like how is he able to grow that much? Those forearms are just crazy. Um, Alijan for sure has a pretty good style, very good wrist. He's able to get most people in the hook, into a hook, but there's always a limit. Um, so maybe Vitaly is that limit. Maybe Alijan cannot really get Vitaly inside. Alijan's style is just so brutal, and I guess power kind of works. But maybe power alone is not enough anymore against Vitaly. In a perfect world, Makarov wins so that you can pull him in a rematch for a belt. Yeah, true, true, true. True. What percent of your strength is from table slash weights? If your gym sessions are mostly recovery work. Yeah, so right, like without the table time, my training strategy would not work. But also without the recovery gym sessions, my table time might also not work because I feel like I would keep getting injured and maybe not be that healthy, and then if you might develop some other problems, joint problems, and then yeah. So can I really say that table time is the most important? I don't think so, because without the rest of the um, healthy recovery stuff, it wouldn't work either. So that's why I'm always saying that table time is 1/3, recovery is another third, explosive rubber band training is another third part, because without the rubber again I would be way too defensive, and that's not good either. Минда, я тебя не понимаю, но всегда с интересом наблюдаю твои поединки. И мне очень интересно, когда же у тебя будет реванш с Олегом Черкасовым. Сейчас он в хорошей форме. Yeah, Oleg is in a very good shape now. Hopefully we get a rematch at some point. Yeah, I was lucky enough to beat him 3 times without ever losing to him, but I can recognize him being a bit better now, much heavier. So yeah, luckily stylistically I still think that I have some advantages, but his power is crazy for sure. Do you have wrist pain when you lose your wrist a little, or when you cup? On my right, I'm good. No wrist pain, nothing. Even if I lose it a little. But just my left at the moment is a bit questionable. Alexander more than Italy. Might be. Yeah, because Alexander, he might somehow just catch Vitaly in that hook. Also, in preparing, you put more emphasis on lifting weights or sparring? So I guess sparring for me yeah, in my case, I have to say sparring. Not going that heavy in the gym. He was fighting versus David Samusha and lost 3-4. Yeah, Nordolic is a monster. Um, Daniel top rolled Alan and Samusha. So I think he might top roll Makarov as well. Although Makarov is much more explosive, so might not. The thing is that Makarov is gripping low. I guess he's almost forced to grip low because his hand is so wide. And that changes many things. When he grips low, the top roll is just a bit difficult to execute. Did you also pull Alijan long ago and left and let him win? Yeah, I had that match. I think we were both 70 kilo at the time. Probably worlds, in some country. And he did beat me, yes, he did beat me. So Alijan, especially on the left, he always had that crazy left, and he did beat on the left. How much you ever held in static for back pressure formation as a magic slots? Yeah, it's really hard for me to tell because I never do these things anymore. Not going heavy at all. Not even following weights. So, really no idea. Ты можешь читать на русском? Да, я могу читать на русском. I feel like Alijan can either win very easily or lose very easily. Yeah, that's probably the case. Like, whoever enforces their own style, that guy would probably win. Do you think Hermes has a chance against Levan? Yeah, Levan will always be a favorite, but yeah, Hermes, like, I could see some really strong lifts from him lately. So maybe he's really pushing the limits right now. He might have a chance. He might have a chance. Usually guys very explosive aren't that good when the match stops. True. So, and we are in, mostly doing super matches, so many rounds, which also explosivity is maybe a bit less valuable than static power. Alijan is good in a rematch when the match stops too. True. Alijan, yeah, true. I started to do some of your training methods. Works well for me. Oh, great. Kristaps. Is that a real Kristaps? Blue minus maybe? What's your approach for table time? Do you prefer higher volume or lower intensity, or the opposite? So let's see, what does it mean? Higher volume, lower intensity. So more like statics. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. It's not about explosively attacking that much. It's mostly about statically, statically holding. Of course, you have to jump into these positions, but I think I would say it's more static. Yeah. Well, you're going to show your training program completely. You kind of stay mysterious. Yeah. So I don't think I'm that mysterious, but I can see it being a bit hard to understand. I guess maybe I should show more of my table time, because that's still a big part of my training. If you see my table time plus the gym recovery plus the rubber bands, then I think the picture should be more clear. See you in Arlington in a few days. Yes, guys. Arlington is gonna be amazing. Давай на русском, да, без тебе можешь. Нет. по английскому лучше. Any chance you could go up and challenge Musha? Daniel was able to topple him a little. Yeah, I guess. Maybe one day, maybe one day. But at the moment, yeah, I'm still a bit quite light. This morning I was actually only 76 kilo. So, even for Arlington, I should somehow get a kilo or two. But I'm just not that good at gaining weight. Not sure. Did you answer the question about your diet? Do you eat only meat? What do you? I'm really not religious about the diet. I can eat anything. But when I'm at home, when I'm not traveling, I really try to make sure that my base is just high quality meat, grass-fed meat, and eggs, as fat as possible. Do you know Thomas Mangi? If yes, what do you think about him? I don't think I ever pulled him, but I saw him on the East vs West stage, and he did well. So he must be pretty good. I would, of course, completely destroy him, but I'm sure he's not bad. What do you think about the Devon Lard pronation lift? To me, that lift feels like mostly I feel it on the biceps. I guess my pronation is just strong enough, so my biceps is failing first. But I didn't do it too much, so hard to comment. What was your last record in static isometrics for topple, even if it was a long time ago? So I remember at least this over the knuckle kind of rising lift. I could do 37 kilo. I think I filmed it for before a match with Tom Holland a long time ago. So 37 kilo over the knuckles. I hope it's clear. My weakest point is pronation. As soon as I hit back, my pronation starts to give up. Also, if I try to cup while pronating, I get supinated. What should I do? Maybe adjust your technique a little. Don't use pronation so much. Try to use them. Don't just try to turn too much. Instead, try to run away with your wrist, which is a little bit difficult to explain now. But Christoph's Blue Manis, yeah, you did so well during that overall tournament you had. Congrats to Christoph. Yeah, he won overall on the right hand in Latvia. So basically, strongest guy is Christos Blumanis in Latvia. Do you work as a submarine mechanic? Yes, from time to time, yes. I can't hear. Wait a second, maybe I blocked my microphone. It was so funny. People in the comments, your video of Ramon's on this channel, thinking you are trolling him with exercise. Yeah, nobody can really believe it. Yeah, I guess those exercises they look a bit funny, but especially that JM press thing, that one works so well for me. And like you can do many different exercises as long as for recovery you just need some blood in the muscles. So you can almost do anything. It's not that important. So I just choose some random exercise just to activate the muscle, just to get some blood into the arms. That's it. Do you implement olive oil in your diet? If so, do you notice a difference compared compared to when you didn't use it. Personally, I find my tendons in much better shape after implementing. Yeah, so olive, any kind of oil and fat is always going to be great, but I just try to avoid um, plant fats. If you can get animal fats, that will always be healthier and better. Um, so I would actually, I don't really use olive oil at all. Always butter or some beef tallow, or always animal based, much easier for the body to, I think these animal or sorry, plant fats, they will always cause some inflammation in the body. But again, I'm not an expert, just trying to create some simple rules for myself. So for example, anything which comes from an animal, in my mind, is better than plant-based. The stronger you get, the quieter you speak. Yeah, maybe I was blocking my microphone for a moment. What do you think about covering your thumb during the setup? What do you think are the advantages of doing it? I feel like that at least traps, I guess the thumb being pushed down holds my opponent a bit lower, and then this thing just secures it. Because sometimes I feel like if I don't do it, the opponent might um, slide into a bit too deep. Samusha too much after seeing him use the flop. Yeah, but I'm also good against the flop. So I'm not afraid of Samusha's flop actually. What's the heaviest you have ever been? The heaviest was 78 kilo. So currently I'm 2 kilo away from my heaviest. Wrist cracking parasitis. I like banded riser exercise. You showed. It's pretty good. Will you send the Turkish wolf to retirement again? Yeah, the Turkish wolf, I think he can hardly survive the next winter. Seems like he's quite retired already. I don't even think he can hunt anymore, but I think the best he can do is gather some berries. And I don't know if that will be enough for the next winter. People look up to your arm wrestling so much. You should definitely continue online coaching. Yeah. I just need to create some kind of system which would be comfortable, because I still have a full-time job, so it's sometimes a little bit hard to manage everything at once. Big fan from Estonia. Thank you, Nick. Do you have brother and sisters? I have one brother and I have one sister. Yeah, me and my brother are really close, only 2 years difference. And my sister is 13 years younger. Is it easier to maintain a riser if your hand is short? Sometimes initially you can get a better position, but I wouldn't say that it's easier to maintain it, because sometimes I like to feel like even dragging sometimes, like partly rising, partly dragging, almost better than purely rising. And do you know Victor Alexson? No, I don't. I'm planning to go inside with Yanis. At least I'm not afraid at all to go inside with Yanis. So when in the setup, I don't have to do anything against the hook. If he wants to go inside, we go inside. What do you do as your full-time job? It's engineering, just an office job basically, next to a computer, no physical activity. Will you have anything left for Hunter after the war with Yanis? Well, in my mind, I can imagine a match with Yanis going relatively easily, and that should not be a problem. So I would be fresh in the match with Hunter. But yeah, things can happen. So well, luckily, I'm trying to imagine how could the match with Yanis make me very tired. Maybe maybe if he top rolls me, but somehow cannot finish, and then I have to fight in a flop risk position. Maybe that's how I can really exhaust myself. But hopefully it doesn't happen. I also really like bands. They are good because you can push it super hard without damaging. Yeah, that's a big reason why normally I like to go much heavier on the bands because and I still do it in a static way, but so static plus very gradual weight increase allows me to go to the max basically in a relatively safe way. Do you think your style of pulling is the best for everybody, or is it just the one that suits you more? Um, no, so lately, I'm trying to fix my weak points, so I'm also working on different styles, not only the top roll, not only the defensive top roll. And I think being universal is the best for everyone. Of course, at first, yes, it's great to have that one best move because that makes it simple. You can just work on that move, and you always know exactly where you're gonna go. But at the end, you need all of the styles actually because maybe some guy will have some special genetics, and he's just very good at one thing, so you might need to go around it. When was the first time you pulled Yanis? I saw you pull the man so many times. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 2011, 12, something like that. You gonna pull Yanis? Yep. What do you think about Philip Larson potential? Yeah, Philip is great. I was able to witness his early beginnings, and I felt his power. He really has that very good top roll kind of power, really connected. But so my question is, if he can he fix the yeah, if I could actually suggest him something, I could really be able to fix his problem, I think. Yeah, why didn't I tell him before, or did I? But yeah, he needs to fix that kind of hook elbow strength. He cannot rely on his top roll alone. Yeah, if he can fix that, then his potential is very high. If he cannot, then he might be stopped by too many people, maybe. I bet my life savings on you. Yanis can beat you. I saw you beat Yanis when you were a kid. Yeah. So I wonder, like, Yanis might still be in his best shape now, but is he? I don't know. Even against his match with Justin Bishop didn't impress me at all. Mm, he just barely survived Justin, so I don't know. My cup and finger containment is piss poor compared to my rise and pronation, to a point that hinders my top roll. Should I hammer my weakness as a beginner when or focus on strength? Um, no, the cup is important and fingers are important. Maybe try to fix that as soon as you can, because as soon as you do it, like suddenly everything changes. I think you need those. Yeah, have a hand strength is still important. You want to direct the match instead of, yeah, losing cup is bad. I have a small wrist but big hands. Should I play hook or top roll? Normally, probably top roll, but hard to tell. Good luck in full-time job and destroying games. Thank you very much. You mentioned in older video about having a physical job. How did you manage to train, pull, and work? Yeah, I had some physical job when I was a student, and I guess, just make sure your diet is good, and then you might be able to heal fast enough. But normal, it is a bit difficult, yeah, because you get exhausted after work, and then you cannot really train the. It's maybe the same as me doing jiu-jitsu, for example. When I do jiu-jitsu and arm wrestling at the same time, arm wrestling peak power really drops because and you don't even feel that bad, but constantly being like a little bit the joints get tired and somehow we need time to recover. So ideally you don't want to do any physical job. Victor is Olympics champion badminton. He's from Denmark. So which sport is most famous in Denmark? I think handball is pretty famous in Denmark. Can you beat Milo on the left? Of course, come on. How do you usually rehabilitate your tendons after a very taxing and damaging match? Yeah, just stretching is good. Jam press for sure is good for the elbows. In general, just some kind of blood flow will heal it. Yeah, some static exercises are probably good for rehab also. Will you get Monster Michael taught to baptize your child? No, thank you. We know Odin will never take a match with you now. Yeah, I didn't think Odin was too far away from beating Artem, but yeah, Odin actually got some good. I was just rewatching the match a few days ago, and I could see that Odin even got some really good false starts on Artem and still got smashed. But let's give Odin a bit more time. He might still take the match one day. Could you please do a video explaining your technique step by step? Yeah, I don't know. I could probably explain the low hand trick, but otherwise, I wouldn't even say that I'm that technical. Actually, it's just power used in the correct way. Odin would fight Akimbo, but for some reason, they have convinced people that it's not a match because it's too small. Yeah, this arm wrestling promotion thing is still a business. Maybe it's true that these matches, which are between guys with very different weight, maybe it's actually not necessary. For me, if I can have a match with Odin and I can beat Odin, it's a nice way to prove that small guys are also strong. Because sometimes people just assume that a 76 kilo guy cannot beat someone at 120. You being 76 kilo is genetics, or you just purposely don't train to get bigger? Well, I'm I feel like, I feel like I try to stay healthy, so I'm not gonna do anything weird. I'm not gonna overeat too much or bulk too much on crazy amount of calories. Mm, so I guess in theory I could push a bit more, but I don't feel like it would be that good or healthy or useful. Are you planning to change category? No. If anyone, if elbows not allowed to move, can you still top roll? Yes. My best move, this low hand top roll. It's very important that I don't move elbow at all. Like if I drag, it doesn't work. I think your match will be similar to Justin Bishop match with you, but I don't know which way is it going to go, you or Giannis. Probably you won't get tired, just a technical match. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I can imagine setups being a bit annoying with Giannis, but I know that I cannot even afford. For example, normally if I am able to stop the match, I can maybe play a little bit like with Artem or some other people. But with Yanis, I know that Yanis is the guy who I will not play with because he does have that weird sticky power. So whenever you give him time, he is able to activate more and more joint power. Odin should pull me. It's gonna look so funny when he stone walls Odin in the center and doesn't move an inch because of the size difference. Mm, yeah, that's how it would look at the moment. I think just getting his wrist. Suddenly he would not be able to take my wrist, and afterwards he cannot do anything. Um, Orton is still not worth it, but yeah, but I don't know. I would have fun anyways. Who is the lightest arm wrestling champion who could beat Orton? So okay, so me, Prokopchuk, of course, we can do it. Can anyone from 70 kilo class do it? Probably also, yes. There must be some good. I can also see some good hook people just hooking Orden. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Mean Machine Armor Sling, is that Tom Hall? Does Top Roller have better supination in neutral hand position or hook player? Oh, normally hook guy has a better supination. Thanks for your help. Do you eat organ meats as well or just muscle meat and eggs? I also like organ meats, of course. Liver is very nice, and some other organs as well. Is there a part with a bucket or rice in your workout? Bucket of rice. Yes. I do have that bucket of rice, and I like it. Mm, the hand connection feels pretty good after a bucket of rice training. Yeah, and just in general blood flow. Sometimes I'm just a bit careful of overdoing it because I feel like maybe my joint, this wrist joint, gets a little bit even inflamed if it's moving too much. Um, what do you think about this saying that in arm wrestling you meet some of the dumbest people? No, I don't think it's true. I always felt like many smart people are actually showing up in arm wrestling clubs. Mm. Do you supinate with your defense top roll, or are you focused on the bottom two fingers? So yeah, focused on the bottom two fingers, but most not really supinating, just kind of dragging and making sure the bottom two fingers can bring my opponent's hand towards me. But okay, guys, so 50 minutes in. Mm, so 1 week away from, less than 1 week away from Arlington. The plan is to kill both Yanis and Hunter. The strategy with Yanis is pretty clear. I feel like he will jump into my strongest area. So I'll just need to make sure that my wrist doesn't fail somehow, which I think is pretty easy to do. Just a nice warm-up. So I think the match with Yanis should really go according to the plan. And then afterwards, I think I might only have a match, like a half an hour break, and then I have to fight Hunter. So the left arm warm-up is gonna be a bit more weird. I guess I'll just start warming it up as I'm warming up the right. And then the Hunter, you know, if my top roll works, that's great. Then it should be easy, but if it doesn't, then we will try to just blast through sideways. And I think it should be enough. What kind of general strength exercise do you like? I like pull-ups, for example. Do these, wait a second, good luck, do these lives more often. We love opportunity to chat with you. Yeah, sure guys, I might do it more often. I feel sorry for Hunter, good opportunity for him though. Mean Machine Armor Sling is, can you just tell me if that's Tom Holland? If it is, then I guess Tom knows the power of my left, and he knows that it kind of works. It's not Tom Holland. Okay. What's the first movement you do when you pull? Depends against who, but for example against Yanis, just a nice little drag. Will you ever get started on testosterone when your age doesn't allow you to pull naturally anymore? Good question. Maybe, maybe no, because I feel like I really know how to control my body very well. Then I can, you know, the diet is great. It works so well these days. I'm sure it will last until I'm 55 or something. So yeah, I don't think I will ever need testosterone. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not old, I know, like 33 now. So I guess some people would say that after 40 or 45 I might be in trouble. But I still don't see it. I feel like my diet will keep me strong up until 55 or 60. Hmm. Yeah, I guess if anyone who felt the power of this keto and carnivore diet, I think those people would agree that it just works so well, and so I'm pretty confident that TRT will never be needed. And also, you know, I am in some weight category. I'm not gonna start chasing Levan or anything like that. So my power can be based on the joints and tendons. I don't need that much muscle. I don't even have that much muscle right now. So I don't think I will lose the muscle when I get older. I feel like I'll always have enough muscle to use the joints properly. Do you think biceps curls are useless? Astodzilla says. Yeah, it's amazing. Biceps is not that needed even in the hook style, I would say. I feel like triceps or this jam press is really giving you so much sideways power that somehow you don't need biceps so much to generate sideways power. Raw carnivore works even better. Yes, it does. Is Ray actually not able to beat you in a hook? Um, well, yeah, we had practices with Raymond, and who told you that, by the way? But yes, I don't think he's able to beat me in the hook anymore. Mm, I think Raymonds will probably post some videos at some point. Mm, so we will see. What's your favorite rehab exercise without jam press? Maybe just also some light pull-ups where I can really stretch at the end and just stretch for 10 seconds, do a pull-up again, stretch again for a few seconds, do a pull-up, that kind of. You gotta eat raw chicken to become world champ. Yeah, raw meat is somehow people are very surprised about it, I guess, but also in some countries it's quite accepted, so I don't know. So yeah, almost 1 hour in. I think let's leave some questions for next time. And you guys remember that sometimes it is okay to stop watching YouTube and maybe stop thinking about arm wrestling just for 5 minutes. Nothing bad will happen. And I'll see you in Arlington. And Yanis is fucked, and Hunter is also fucked, but he doesn't know that yet. Ciao.